Hi, welcome to my channel, Gigi's Altered Objects. We are working on part 10 of the interactive mini album using Graphic 45's Life is a Kaleidoscope. Last time we did the stuffed pocket on the front. This time we're going to do the back of that pocket and the next page. These pieces are mirroring each other, so everything you do, you have to do twice. So you'll need 2 large tags or 2 pieces of paper. This is the black and white one I chose from the collection with the words on it. And they need to be 4 inches by 6.5 inches. And I have to say that my Graphic 45 tag die is a strange amount. It's like 3 10/16. So instead of scoring the pocket, we're going to do something a little different to find the edges. And the reason we're doing this is because we can't just glue the pocket on. We won't have enough space for the tags. The tags are rather large, even though I did trim them down. So this is from the 8x8. Again, it's knowledge is more important than, imagination is more important than knowledge. That's saying by Albert Einstein. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay the black piece of paper that's going to create our pocket behind the card, and then just find the edges and fold it over. Now, if yours is perfectly 4 inches, all you have to do is go score each edge on the 1/2 inch line. But since mine is a little awkward and I want it to fit nice, I'm gonna do it that way. Okay, make sure you have a good crease with your bone folder. And double check and make sure it's going to fit properly. There we go. Okay. And the other thing we need to remember, these are acting like hinges to give us the extra room so the card will slide in properly. So you don't want to put glue underneath these hinges, okay? Just on top and then in the middle. Demonstrate. And remember, you're going to make 2 of these. To save time, I've done 1 for you. And then right in between, but not under those little hinge flaps. Place it on your card, your tag, your paper, whichever you're choosing to do. Put a couple clips on it to help it dry in place. And here on this next step that I'm going to show you, you can choose to create another pocket. Instead of gluing the decorative piece all the way down, you could leave the top open and have an extra pocket. So I'm not creating an extra pocket this time. I'm going to just glue it in the center. But you can choose to do the same thing without putting glue on the top, and you'll have another pocket. Then I wouldn't put it in the center. I would put it down towards the bottom if you were going to do that. I'm just using mine as a decorative piece. This is one, let's see, this piece was 3 inches, 2 inches, sorry about that, 2 inches, 2.5 inches by 5 inches. And then this piece is 2 inches by 4 inches. Oops, almost out of glue. Time to get a new jar. To go to my glue stash and pull out a new one. We have enough right now for this. Okay. Again, I'm not using mine as a second pocket. I'm just using it to add a little decorative touch. Brighten this up a little bit. Also, from the 8x8 paper, I cut an 8x8 strip of the zebras and then cut it in half, and this is going to be another decorative piece that we're going to put right on top. Or you could use this as a belly band and only put glue on the very edges. That's another option. we just had so much going on with that first page. I thought I would make this one a little simpler so we don't get too bogged down. Sometimes it's good just to make a little progress. And we really are. We're very close to the end. We have the blue pages to do and then just the the back covers. All right, then this page is going to be glued on the back side of our stuffed pocket right here. You may see a little glue there. I goofed up and had to start over. Luckily, Theodore is having a great time with his breakfast, and I gave him some paper straws I made to play with, and he may let us get this whole thing done. Yay! Since this is the third time I had to start. Okay. And we'll put this right in place. I do like to use liquid glue when it has to be precise because it's more forgiving than some of the tapes, and I know I've said that before. All right, and then our little tag, when that is dry, will slide right in there. This is from the 8x8, and I just trimmed it a little extra on the sides, but I left the top and bottom, I like that on there. And for the one on the other side, I used, this is one of the actual cards, and I kind of trimmed around the outside so that it would fit better in the pocket, but I left the little flowers on top. See? Just to make it have a little shape to it. All right, now for this page, you're going to need, remember this page is shorter. We'll double check, I think it's 5.5 by 6. Yes, 5.5 by 6. Yes, 5.5 by 6. And then these two frames were the outside of some cards, the smaller cards. And so I think it had the zebra or something very colorful on the inside. So I just cut that out with an X-Acto knife to save the two frames. This piece was on the back of the larger cards. And so I used the back of two of those and fussy cut the feathers. You can use whatever you'd like. I like the way it looks on this paper. All right, so this one is a tag that we made because there were not two of these sayings. So I just cut a black tag. Look, see, I put it in there before it dried. I will have to repair that. Hopefully it won't be too bad. Sometimes it takes a little steam to get those off, but that worked just fine. Okay, I have to take that down a little. So this was a black tag, and then I cut the postcard part out, and I used the little tag from the 8x8 paper, Life, a sequence of endless possibilities strung together in a uniquely beautiful kaleidoscope of color. Okay, this should have been glued down more. Put something heavy on that to keep down. So we're going to do the same thing here. Only things you need to remember is to leave the top open, and to make it fit, I did a little, so it'll be at the very bottom. So I had to see just so it didn't come over the top. Do a little measuring. So I know it needs to be about glued down about that far so that it doesn't, I didn't want it to poke out of the top. I mean, if you do, that's fine. Actually, it could be up a tiny bit more. Okay, we'll put that right there. And we can go ahead and glue this paper down. So I put some double-sided score tape on it already. Oops. That is another little trick. See, and it's not so forgiving. I try not to put it all the way down. Push it over. Yeah. I do that just because if I don't check, sometimes I put it over the edge too much and then the book won't close properly. So always double check. All right, and then we're going to glue this towards the bottom. There we go. Right, and then this slides right in the top. I'm going to wait a minute because actually, let's redo. This one fits quite tight, so when you glue the sides, you want to put the glue on the very edge of the sides. I forgot. The tag one I made was a little smaller, a little skinnier. Of course, you can just trim a little more off of the card if it gives you too much trouble. So I'm just going to redo that. The bottom doesn't matter. We have plenty of room in the bottom. I'll show you what I mean. If I can get the glue to come out, today must not be a crafting day. Okay, just along the edges like this. So there's enough room to squeeze our tag in there. And sometimes I leave the side open instead of the top, just for something a little different. But I liked the feathers as the pull on this one. So again, if it dries and the card won't fit in, no big deal. I think that that'll be just fine. You could just trim the edges up a little bit. Okay, so here is the one that I did first. I'm having one of those days. There we go. And then this will be today's. All right, so that is part 10. We're getting close to the edge. Please leave a comment, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Happy crafting.